Hey guys, I haven't posted anything for a while, but I was watching some videos on YouTube, and they were talking about something that I've done for a long time, and I wanted to share it with you guys, and that's playing slide in standard tuning. Okay, and I know that slide for some guitar players can be a mystery. I mean, taking this little glass piece of bottle, you know. Put it on your whatever finger you're going to use. I use my pinky because it's the smallest finger I got. I got like 5 sausages mounted on a ham. And sliding it up and down these strings to get sounds for some folks can be very intimidating. And I was just going to sit and show you how I do it in standard tuning. And the reason that I do it in standard tuning a lot of times is because I play music in a band and we play all kinds of music. And excuse my mess over here. I will promise you I will clean that up, but for now it's there. And you know, we'll play country, we'll play rock and roll, and then get blues, and there's slide that can be played all through all that music. And so I learned because of that, because I was in a lot of those bands back in the 90s. I was in a lot of country bands, and I learned that because I needed to be able to play slide in something besides an open tuning, which open tunings are great because they give a really full sound to what you're doing. Now, I will tell you, Dwayne Allman, I know he played a lot of standard tune slide, all right? And I got a lot of stuff off of him. And in fact, this guitar here, I just made this kit, and man, it has quickly become my favorite guitar for slide. I don't know what it is about the humbuckers. I can kind of see why Derek Trucks goes with that Gibson SG with the humbuckers and everything, and I always did the Sonny Landreth route and played, as you guys probably saw a video I did before, I was playing a Stratocaster. And I use, you know, usually when I'm playing slide, I've got either an overdrive, which right now I'm using an SD1 into Fender Super 6 reverb head that's been put into a 210 cabinet. So, and that's what I use to play out with. So I got the SD1 into the Super 6, right into the front. All that stuff is based off of, and there comes the guitar, off of a bar chord. And the guitar has several bar chords. So it's based off an A chord. Right? And you can move that up. Like, for instance, at the 5th fret, it's D. 7th fret, it's E. Right? So what you're doing a lot of times with standard tune slide is you're basing yourself around that chord shape. And you're connecting it to that chord shape. And yes, I apologize for the tuning. I haven't really put a lot of time into intonation. I just finished this guitar up yesterday and got it really running. So a lot of times you're connecting this position, that bar chord like that, at the 12th fret, to this bar chord, you know, which is kind of like a B or an A or a D. In this case, I'm going from E. So E is at the 7th fret, and E is also played at the 12th fret. And so what you do is you look for shapes that this thing will grab onto. All right? So I'm going to show you a lick out of that. Okay, now here's what I did. All I did was go to 12th fret on E, and then I went from 12 to 10 on the B string, and then I played a little ghost note. Then I get down here to the 8th fret and slide into 9, and then hit that 9th fret on the G string. And I mean, Derek Trucks thing, you know, we all are influenced by it. And that's kind of one of his things. He'll go either or, and end a note that way. It's a real cool sounding thing, so I use it too. And consequently here, you can play it almost like you can play slide, like what they call vestibule tuning, which is an open E or an open D in the E position where it's just tuned down step. So you get these notes. And that works real well. And a lot of it has to do with these fingers here. Now, I've taught myself to do pick and fingers because a lot of country stuff, I have to have the pick, and rock and roll stuff, and I taught myself as a kid with a pick, and I had to do all that. So what that means is I'm muting. That's one thing with standard tune slide. You can't really let stuff just like, you know, unless you're trying to get a minor chord there, you can't really just let stuff ring out, right? So you want to be able to, as soon as you grab another note, you're going to take your finger, in this case I use my middle finger, and I place it right on the high E string to stop that ringing. So it's not, you hear that other note in there? And then I always do that. I just roll through it. You kind of have to get used to it. Sometimes it's easier to do this with just, you know, because you've got all the fingers, but I've gotten so used to this that I have to do it with a pick to make it sound good. So that's it. I mean, you're basically here, and then you can go up here. It's just like, you can, you know, it's a little harder for me anyway, but that's how you do it. So it's kind of cool that way. The other thing that I do a lot of times in standard tuning slide, especially when I'm down at the bottom, I'll use a finger behind the slide so that I can slide into chords that you wouldn't normally get, like this one. Anyway, I messed up some there, but you get the idea. Because what I'm doing, you know this chord here where you go, you got your second finger, fourth fret on the G, first finger, third fret on the B. All you do is I take the slide, put it fourth fret on the G, and just, I use my middle finger just because that's how it's most comfortable. You do it however it's comfortable for you. Part of that's just because of my big fat fingers. And then I use my first finger to keep muting back here behind so I don't get all that. I get a nice kind of clear note. Now, one thing I do with my guitars, all of them have pretty high action, and I just taught myself that because I do like slide and I like to play it, and to do all the behind this you know, note stuff. You have to kind of have high enough action to be able to do it. And I don't think it matters what gauge of strings you use. That's kind of up to you. As I've gotten older and developed some arthritis and stuff in my hands, I've gone to lighter strings. I used to play 13s because I thought I had to be just like Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know. But man, that's just too much for me now. So now I play 10s. And I get good tones still, I think. And everything seems to work out just fine. So anyway, there you go. Enjoy, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.